Today we're embarking on a really fascinating journey.
Yeah, into belief, personal transformation.
Exactly. And how our inner world, fundamentally shapes our outer reality.
It's powerful stuff.
It really is. And for this deep dive, we've got just one source, but it's a compelling one. Excerpts from a video with Bob Proctor.
Ah, Bob Proctor. Famous from The Secret, of course.
Right. So our mission today is really to unpack his insights. We want to pull out those core nuggets, the practical wisdom.
The stuff that can help you see how your own beliefs might be running the show, maybe without you even realizing it.
And, more importantly, how you can actually take the reins back.
What's really captivating, I think, is how Proctor just distills decades of his own study, his personal experience.
Yeah, he makes it sound quite straightforward.
Into these actionable ideas. He connects these, seemingly disconnected dots. Self-perception, universal laws.
And getting tangible results in the real world.
Exactly. And we'll get into how his own pretty radical life changes led him to figure all this out.
Okay, so let's start there with Proctor himself. He gives this picture of himself at 26.
Yeah, not exactly a stellar start, right?
No, he says what, only 2 months of high school?
A bad work record, a bad attitude, his words.
And virtually no experience. I mean, that's quite the setup.
It really is.
But then, the big question, the dramatic shift. How does someone like that go from earning, $4,000 a year?
Which wasn't much even then.
Right. To $175,000. And then eventually, way over $1 million a year.
It's an incredible jump.
And this wasn't just, luck. He makes that clear. That question of how we get it, that actually drove him to study intensely for years.
Yeah.
He had to figure it out.
And that journey, his search for the how, it really began with study, intense study.
Right.
He talks about having like 3,000 or 4,000 books in his library, organized by author.
Wow. That's dedication.
And out of all those, he really points to one specific book as foundational early on. Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Absolutely. And from Hill, Proctor says he learned this strange fact that we tend to minimize ourselves. We limit our own goals, our own capabilities.
While at the same time,
we look at others and think, oh, they can do amazing things we couldn't possibly do. It's this weird mental block we often have.
That really resonates. And it leads to this crucial distinction Proctor picked up on, right? The difference between just wishing for something.
Passive hope.
And actually being ready to receive it.
Yes. And Hill's point, the one Proctor really hammers home, is that no one's ready for a thing until they believe that they can acquire it.
So it's not just thinking positively. It's about cultivating real belief, a conviction.
An internal state. It has to be belief and not mere hope or wish, as Hill put it.
Okay, belief is key. But how do you get there?
Well, according to Proctor and Hill, it starts with open-mindedness. That's essential.
Makes sense.
Proctor quotes Hill saying, "Closed minds will not inspire faith, courage, or belief. If you're shut off to possibility,
you can't even start building that belief. It's like the door is locked."
Exactly. It's the entry point.
One thing that really jumps out at me, this other insight from Hill that Proctor mentions.
Which one?
That no more effort is required in order to aim high in life to demand abundance and prosperity than is required to accept misery and poverty.
That's a powerful one, isn't it?
It really makes you stop and think, if the effort is the same, why do we so often aim low? Just directing that energy differently.
It's a perspective shift.
So Proctor achieves this incredible financial turnaround. Huge success.
Right, he got the results.
But here's the fascinating part. He then spent 9 years trying to figure out why it worked.
9 years after making all that money, he knew what happened, but not the underlying principle.
Exactly. The how, the why his life flipped so dramatically, it was still a mystery to him for almost a decade.
Until he got this key insight from a mentor.
Yeah. What was it?
It was actually pretty simple. The mentor said, our belief system is based upon our evaluation of something.
Okay. Our evaluation.
And frequently, when we reevaluate a situation, our belief about that situation will change completely.
Wow.
Proctor said that just hearing that just about blew his mind. It was the missing piece he'd been searching for all those years.
I can see why. It connects everything.
It really does. This idea of reevaluation, that was it. Proctor realized his own huge shift came because he reevaluated himself.
He stopped seeing himself as the guy with no education and a bad attitude.
Exactly. He reevaluated who he was. He started seeing his potential maybe for the first time and changing that internal evaluation.
Changed his external reality.
That's the idea.
So this is huge. What does this actually mean for someone listening? for you?
Well, Proctor puts it really directly. He says, you are not your report card. You are not your balance sheet.
You're not the last evaluation that you got from something you worked for.
Right. All those external labels or past results.
They aren't you. He says you were so much more than that.
It's about detaching from those limiting definitions.
And he backs this up, doesn't he? He brings in William James.
Yes, the American psychologist. Proctor often quoted James saying, believe and your belief will actually create the fact.
So it's not just wishful thinking. The belief itself does something.
It actively participates in shaping reality. That's the core principle he's driving at.
Okay, so if reevaluation and belief are key, how does that work? What's the mechanism?
Proctor gets into that. He describes the brain as an electronic switching station.
Like a conduit?
Sort of. Like it takes the signals you give it, your dominant thoughts, your beliefs, and processes them. Connects you vibrationally.
Okay, vibration. That sounds like law of attraction territory.
It is. He explains that you, the real you, the conscious part, can activate brain cells and change the vibration you're in.
Through focused thought and feeling.
That's the implication. Consistent mental focus, emotional alignment, and when you change your vibration,
You would change what you attract into your life.
Yeah.
The essence of the law of attraction from The Secret.
Precisely. And this ties into another fundamental law Proctor talks about, the law of vibration.
Right, the idea that everything in the universe vibrates, nothing rests.
Everything's in motion energetically. Our thoughts, feelings, everything has a frequency.
And these aren't just vague ideas. He suggests they're precise laws.
Yeah, he uses that example from Dr. Wernher von Braun, the rocket scientist.
Oh, right, about space travel.
Von Braun apparently said something like, the natural laws of this universe are so precise that we don't have any difficulty building spaceships, sending people to the moon.
And we can time the landing with the precision of a fraction of a second.
Exactly. So Proctor's point is, if the universe operates on such precise laws for physics, why wouldn't there be precise laws governing thought, belief, and results?
It's a compelling argument for order over randomness.
And if you understand these laws, you can consciously work with them.
You can bring your life into harmony with the law.
And that, he says, is how you take control over yourself, aligning your inner world with these universal principles.
So this leads him to make some pretty bold claims.
Oh yeah, like, you can have anything you want, anything.
That's huge. How does he justify that?
He talks about the power within us. The body's central nervous system, he says, is this incredible electrical system.
The one that makes a supercomputer look like an absolute toy.
Right. He's saying we have this immense, largely untapped power inside us, capable of creating or attracting what we desire if we learn how to direct it.
And he always circles back to his own story as the evidence.
Always. From the failing grades, the bad Navy recommendations.
To being happy, healthy, wealthy, global business, great friends.
All because, as he puts it, he understood how to take charge of me. His life is his primary case study.
Taking charge of me. That leads to another great quote he used.
From Bill Gove.
Yes. If I want to be free, I've got to be me.
Not the me I think you think I should be. Not the me I think my wife thinks I should be.
Not the me I think my kids think I should be. Just me.
It's about authenticity. Shedding all those layers of external expectation and conditioning.
But then there's the kicker.
The big challenge. I've got to know who me is.
That's the real journey. The self-discovery part. Understanding who you are beneath all the labels.
And Proctor promises that if you actually do that, if you study yourself,
It will open up something in your mind.
that's going to make every minute of every day of the rest of your life an exciting adventure. It's presented as this incredible path to growth.
And this journey, it's not just about self-awareness for its own sake. It leads to practical changes.
Definitely. He says you learn how to love a little more and hate a little less.
And crucially, how to earn all the money you want.
He was very clear on that. He believed absolutely that there's an infinite source of supply. No shortage of money, just a shortage of awareness or belief.
Which brings us to his challenge about the economy.
Oh yeah, he was very direct about that. Don't let the economy control you. You've got to control the economy.
He really emphasizes internal control over external circumstances.
He says, don't listen to those guys on the news reading the paper. You control the economy in here. He points inward.
And he points out that even in the absolute worst depression, some people were making millions.
Because they understood something different. They knew how to build images in your mind and understand how to execute them.
So it's that combination again. Clear mental picture plus aligned action.
Belief plus execution.
Okay, so wrapping this up, this deep dive into Bob Proctor, what's the main takeaway?
I think it really boils down to this. Your beliefs, which come from how you evaluate yourself and the world,
Are the absolute foundation of your reality. They're creating your experience.
and this is the empowering part. You can change those evaluations. You can change those beliefs.
The power isn't external, it's internal.
Exactly. And it's, it goes way beyond just thinking happy thoughts.
Right, it's not superficial.
It's about understanding these, internal mechanisms that attract or repel things in your life, and then consciously deciding to reevaluate your own potential, seeing yourself differently.
Seeing your infinite capacity, as he might say.
Yes.
So here's a thought to leave you with, based on everything we've discussed. If your belief system really is based on your evaluation, what's one area in your life right now where changing your evaluation, how you see it, how you see yourself in it, could completely change your belief?
And therefore, potentially change your reality.
Exactly. What evaluation needs an upgrade?
It brings us back to Proctor's final, simple, but really profound call to action.
Who are you?
Find out who you are. Just like that, take control of your mind.